What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jordan Dwayne John the motherfucker Jackson. I'm back with another video. Hopefully the wind ain't too crazy. If it is, I apologize. My mic is dead, but I do have to push out some content for y'all boys, man. First of all, God is very good. God bless y'all. Hope y'all doing good. I love all the supporters, the haters, and the bystanders. But real quick, how will you be remembered in this life? And that is a question that I ask myself each and every single day. I strive on good integrity and good values. What I want to do is I want to be a leader of many. I want to have a small community if God allows me, but I really want to encourage young men and young women to, number one, follow God, number two, be self-improvement 24/7 and truly put themselves first, and number three, don't care what nobody else say, because you got to think about it. You only have one life to live. You only have one shot. God gives you one shot each and every single time you wake up. One breath. The sun comes up, even though it's fake. But hey, that's another story for another day. But he truly gives you one shot. So why should we care about what other people think? That makes no sense to me. That's very mental to me, right? But back to this leadership thing. You always have to be mindful of how you are conducting yourself. And that is something that I'm trying to learn. Even though I might think I'm in a setting to where I can slack off and joke around and stuff like that. For example, if I'm at work in Chick-fil-A and all that good stuff, I kind of let loose a little bit. But at the same time, I need to change my mindset. I need to tweak my philosophy. I need to put myself in the mind state that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, somebody is always watching. Somebody is always looking up to you. Someone is always watching you to make a mistake so that they can throw a whole bunch of hate your way, right? Keeping that in mind, I need to make sure that I am always conducting myself in the good morals and values that I preach to myself each and every single day, right? But that takes a very disciplined version of myself in order for me to do that. In order for me to do the right things even though no one's watching. In order for me to do the right things even though I don't think no one is watching. But in all reality, someone is always watching me. And someone is always watching you. So knowing that, what are you going to do with that? We are all important. We are all truly important. You know what I'm saying? We are all equal. But at the same time, how do you spend your 24 hours? How do you leverage? How is your philosophy? How is your mindset? Are you thinking, I really hope this wind ain't going crazy, right? But are you thinking that I have all this time to impact the world? Do I have all this time to become successful and wealthy? Do I have all this time to really become the person that I want to become? And I put it like this. We truly don't know, right? I look back from a year from now. I'm very proud of myself to where I am right now. But at the same time, I can see where I made a few mistakes down the line. Learn from the mistakes. And now that you learn the mistake, you actually hold on to the lesson. And you know what I'm saying, kind of know what to do and what not to do, right? But that takes a very humility perspective, right? But in order for you to, I need some water. But in order for you to do that, you have to be 100% accountable for yourself. You have to learn not to point the finger, even if it's not your fault. Learning not to point the finger. Hold up. In order for you to truly elevate in life, you have to be 100% accountable of everything that happens to you, right? Even if it's not your fault. Doing that puts you in a mindset that no matter what happens, I still have to get it. No matter what happens, that's on me. No matter what happens, that's my fault. That's going to force you to constantly self-improve. That's going to force you to constantly critique your life. That's going to force you to constantly win. But putting yourself in that accountability mindset forces you to constantly critique your life, and you always question yourself, what could I have done better? Any W that you get, any win that you get, you're going to analyze that situation. Okay, how did I become blessed with that? Okay, it's because I did this, and that. Let me continue to do this, and that, plus more. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I really want to be a leader of many. I want to be a leader of a community, right? But in order for me to do that, I have to be a leader of myself. I think that's one of the most important things, right? If I'm not able to conduct myself 24/7 throughout the day, how can I lead somebody else to success? How can I lead somebody else to greatness? How can anybody else look up to me if I'm not doing the things behind the camera? If I'm not doing the things when nobody else is watching, right? And that's something that you're gonna have to question yourself. All right, that went up, picked down a little bit, right? But this is gonna be a very, very short video, right? But all I'm gonna say is just be mindful of what you're doing when no one else is watching, what you're doing in the dark, what you're doing when the camera's not on. That is going to really, really determine the type of person you become a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now. Because what you do now is a product of what you're gonna look like in the future, vice versa. What I am today is a product of what I did in the past. So we have to be mindful of how we spend our days. We're gonna have to be mindful of how our mindset is. Oh yeah, I got all day to do this. Okay, no. I know that in the future I want to look like this. I know in the future that I want to think like this. I know in the future that I want this amount of people to be followed and inspired by me, right? I can't get to that unless I make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to be doing today. You get what I'm saying? But that's truly the message of the day. Another thing, last thing, God, yourself, family. The most important thing though is God. You cannot do anything correctly without God. And I had to learn that. The reason why I'm not where I want to be in life is because I try to do something, I might get a little success, and then I leave God behind as I'm trying to walk towards that thing, right? The moment I leave God walking towards, guess what? He's gonna bring me right on back. You know why? Because God is the head of everything. If I don't have God with me, I'm gonna be lost, right? But that's the message of the day. Just make sure that you be mindful of what you're doing each and every single day. People, am I recording? But people are always watching no matter what you think. And it's very, very important what you do in the dark, because what happens in the dark becomes in the light. If I become fat from a year from now, that means that in the dark behind the camera, behind what everybody else sees, I've been eating chips, being lazy, not hitting the gym. You are a product of what you do now. The future version of yourself is a product of what you have done in the past. But moving forward, make sure you keep God first. Make sure you stay dedicated. Make sure you don't care what nobody else thinks. You only have one life to live. So why not live it the way you want to? In the holy way, of course. God bless y'all. Y'all stay up and get to that money.